Nintendo's stance on DLC, or downloadable content, has changed so much over the years. I remember only a couple of years ago when Nintendo was completely against any DLC in their games whatsoever. They didn't want anything to do with that. And as of lately, they've been releasing DLC left and right. Luigi's Balloon Party, Breath of the Wild Motorbike, Splatoon's Octo expansion. You see it, there's so many DLC right now. But before they had their DLC game on point like this, Nintendo experimented with DLC in various ways, with some ways being pretty strange, I'm gonna admit. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's 6 times Nintendo made weird DLC. So the whole gimmick behind New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS was to get 1 million coins. This is why the game threw coins at you at every occasion possible, and why the power-ups found in that game are all coin-based. You know, the coin flower, the coin blocks, and so on. Completing the game was fairly easy, but there's no way anyone got 1 million coins on their first playthrough of that game. But Nintendo has you covered, folks, as they introduced a couple of level packs as downloadable content. Some of these levels were fairly interesting and pretty difficult, but others were only created so you could get more coins to get to that $1 million objective. The weird thing here is that I bought these level packs, and the only reason why I did that was to collect my coins faster and to get my 1 million coins. Think about it, I literally decided to spend real money in order to get coins in a Nintendo 3DS video game. How dumb can I be? Pretty dumb, I guess, but at least I got my 1 million coins, see? Pretty proud of that one. Should I be? Oh, should I be sad? I don't know. Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U is the first ever Mario Kart game to feature downloadable content. And don't worry, I'm not talking about the new tracks and the new characters featured in the DLC Pack 1 and 2, those are pretty good. I'm mostly talking about one of the weirdest crossover in history. You see, for some reason Nintendo managed to get a partnership with Mercedes-Benz in order to add some of their cars into the Mario Kart franchise. Okay. This also led to one of the weirdest commercials I have ever seen. Like seriously, look at that. It's a dude dressed up in a Mario costume driving the brand new Mercedes GLA. To be fair, I don't mind having Mercedes in my Mario Kart game at all, but you gotta admit this is quite weird. Like, who benefits from this partnership? Did people really buy Mercedes because they played them in Mario Kart? Or I mean, did people who drove Mercedes feel like playing Mario Kart after seeing the brand new GLA advertisement? I don't know, man, I don't get it. I just don't get that partnership. But you know what? Who cares, really? In the meantime, I'll just enjoy watching Bowser drive away in his brand new GLA like the true boss he is. Who cares about the Koopa Clown car when you can drive this amazing Mercedes? With Super Smash Ultimate coming real soon, and with it having every characters ever, besides Waluigi of course, I can't help but look back at Super Smash for Wii U and 3DS. The game featured a couple of DLC options, mostly new fighters and new stages, which is always cool. The thing is, there's a couple of weird DLC available too. They come in the form of Mii costumes. Yup, you can actually pay money to dress up your Mii in many different costumes, like a King K. Rool costume, an Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl costume, and even more. I find this DLC to be kinda weird and so not worth it, because the only reason you'd want to buy a cosmetic item in a video game is to show it off to other people. The thing is, you cannot use Mii fighters online. No, you can only use them offline. Plus, Mii fighters are not the most interesting characters ever, so a lot of people, including myself, just decided to ignore them and never actually played a lot of them. So at this point, I feel like the Mii costumes could actually have been free DLC while we were waiting for actual real DLC, you know, like Mewtwo, Cloud, Bayonetta, etc. Remember the year 2006? Yup, it was 12 years ago that the world was changed by this little console called the Nintendo Wii. And with it came Wii Sports, the best-selling Wii game ever, with over 75 million copies sold. Well, Nintendo wanted to make a proper sequel to Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, so they decided to make a new game for the Wii U called Wii Sports Club. Basically, Wii Sports Club is just like Wii Sports, but in HD and with online play that lags and barely works. But when it was first revealed, the way of buying this game was pretty weird. You see, the game was offered as a free download on the eShop, but the game was only free for 24 hours. And after that, you must purchase the game. You can either purchase a day pass, which gives you an additional 24 hours of playtime for $1.99, or you can buy one single sport forever for $9.99. This is one of the weirdest DLC ever created. I know it's not really a DLC per se, but the fact is, you still get to try the game and then you can purchase or rent it for 24 hours. I do get why they did this, because usually you only play Wii Sports at a party, so then you probably only want to spend $2 to get it for that party and never play it again. But you gotta admit that this is one weird way of buying a game, and I've never seen Nintendo do that ever again after that. And I think it's because it kind of failed, and that's actually a good thing, because renting a game and then paying for individual sports, it's kind of weird. My best memories of the Nintendo 3DS era all come from my college days. I remember having lots of friends with Nintendo 3DS, and we would always StreetPass every day, hoping to complete our puzzles by trading pieces left and right. Meeting new people at conventions also was something pretty cool. The game that was included with StreetPass was a game called Find Me, an RPG adventure where you and the Miis you collect in StreetPass must defeat enemies to eventually rescue your very own Mii. These simple games were pretty entertaining for a couple of minutes at a time, when you actually could play them and had friends in your Plaza. But then for some odd reason, on July 12 of 2013, an update added 4 new games to play with your Mii. But you actually have to fork over real money for these games. To be fair, I'm sure some of these games were pretty entertaining and not that bad, but charging money to buy this type of game is pretty weird in my opinion. I never really considered Find Me to be a game that deserves my money. It was just a fun little app to play with the Miis you met in the real world. Turns out I was wrong, as Nintendo is now selling DLC for the StreetPass Mii Plaza. I never really knew someone who actually bought these games, and I sure get why. Who would pay real money for a game you cannot even play when you want? Because keep in mind that you need some Miis in your Plaza to play those games. So if you don't walk around with your 3DS, well, you're not gonna have any Miis and you're not gonna be able to play the game you paid for. This is so silly. Most of the time, the main problem with a DLC is its price point. You feel like you already paid the full price for the game, so why do you need to spend more money? Well, what if you could actually haggle to lower the price? This is exactly what Nintendo did in the 3DS game Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. This weird game is a compilation of baseball mini games, and the game is free to download and will give you access to 6 levels of the Bat and Switch mini game. Doing well in those levels will reward you with stamps and other items. Then, when you go see Rusty at his shop, you can try to get him to lower down his price so you can buy more minigames. That's right, you can use fake items to haggle your way to spend less real money for fake minigames, where you can get even more fake items to save real money. You know only Nintendo can pull that type of crap and make it sound exciting. To be fair, as weird as this concept might be, I think it could be pretty interesting to try that on the Nintendo Switch. Like, what if you could get a discount on the Octo expansion in Splatoon 2 simply because you were ranked higher? Imagine! S plus rank gets 20% off the DLC, A rank gets 10% off, etc. What if you could get the Breath of the Wild expansion pass for cheaper depending on the number of Korok seed you found in Hyrule or the number of shrines you completed? This concept is genius. I'd love to see that implemented in future releases. This is truly weird, but it has so much potential. Hey, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this video. You can also subscribe and hit that bell to make sure not to miss anything. And you can also give me a little like because it really helps me out. In the meantime, you can tap here or there for more videos. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.